Yo, what's going on YouTube family? It's your boy Bailz Pagliacci back with another video. Yes, I have the cape out. I love to keep it classic. If this is your first time on my channel or you're a returning watcher, thank you for taking the time to sit down with me. Because at the end of the day, I want to help you guys out. I started this series for independent artists that's trying to get their music heard and having a hard time trying to figure out how, what should I do, how should I do it. Nobody's taking me seriously. And I thought to myself, if I had that information, I don't want people going through that same feeling that I had. So I'm giving out all the secrets. And I just want you guys to know the tools are out there. You just have to learn them. And the only way you can learn those tools is if people share the information. So that's why your boy's here. So I decided to make this video due to my recent upload, which I'll link here, which basically showed my results of using Facebook ads and using conversion campaigns to drive people to Spotify. The days of using those playlisting companies is over, dunzo, dead. And if you don't know why, I'll link my video up top here. It basically explains why you should steer away from these companies, because at the end of the day, most likely they will get your song deleted off of Spotify. So I ain't gonna waste no more time. I'm gonna get right into the video, but I will say this. You need these 5 things if you're going to be successful in running these Facebook ads. Number 1 is a distribution platform. I personally use DistroKid because it makes it so much easier to set up these conversion campaigns. I'll leave a link it below where basically you can sign up if you don't have your music out there on platforms, and if you do have your music out there on platforms, you can just switch over to DistroKid because once again, it is so much easier. And within that, you'll get a 7% discount on the year for the subscription that you do purchase. 2, you're gonna need a Facebook account. And don't mind the L, because this information I'm giving you is definitely not an L. 3, you're gonna need a pixel. No, not a pistol, you're gonna need a pixel. And the pixel basically comes when you have a Facebook account and when you set up the Facebook ad manager. So those come hand in hand. 4, you're gonna need a landing page. And this is why I say DistroKid is the best, because they give you these landing pages for each release, each album that you put out for free. Number 5, you need a budget. I could have easily said money, but I think budget is the better term, because when you say budget, your money has purpose. And the purpose of us having a budget for these ads is to grow ourselves as an artist, grow our fan base, and grow the engagement that we receive for our music. So now that we got all that out the way, let's go over to the computer so I can show you guys how to set these ads up so you can get started right away. So if you see here, all you gotta do is Google Facebook Ad Manager, right? Click on it. And I already have my ad manager set up, so it's gonna have you go through a setup page. I can't really show you that. It's pretty straightforward though. You just sign up if you have a Facebook account. If you don't, just create one that's free, so why not? And now we're basically on the page where we create all our ads. As you can see here, I've run a bunch of campaigns before. So we're basically just gonna start from scratch. Now for us to set up the pixel, this is what we have to do. We'll click here, where this little says business tools. We'll go to events manager. And then from events manager, once again, it looks different on my screen because I already have my pixel set up, but it should say in this left-hand corner for you to be able to set up your pixel. Now we're gonna go back to the Facebook ad manager page. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to create. We hit create. Now, out of all these selections, we're gonna go strictly over to conversions. Because basically with a conversion, people have to go to our landing page and click it. And then that's how we track who clicked our song. And this is the best way to get that engagement to Spotify. So boom, hit continue. All right? So now this screen pops up. And this is where we start our ad. We're gonna name this end of time. Now I have an end of time one already, but I just wanna show you guys again how simple it is to set this up. All right? So this stays the same, auction conversions. And then we come down here where it says campaign budget optimization. I'm gonna turn that on. So our daily budget. So this is where we place how much we want to spend on a daily basis for our ads to reach people. For me personally, if my song comes out on Friday, I'm going to spend $20 for the first 5 days, which is a quick $100 to drive as much traffic as I can to that song. From there, I'll downscale it to $10 a day for 10 days, which is another $100, where it'll be a $200 promotion for the song. Now, you normally want to have these promotions running longer than 2 weeks, but sometimes if that's how much money you got, then that's what you got to work with. And just because I do $20 a day doesn't mean you have to do $20 a day. So let's say you don't got $200, you only got $100. What you can do is $10 for the first 5 days, that's $50 right there. And then downscale it to $5 for 10 days, and that's another $50, and there goes your $100. All right, so now we're moving on. Now we click on new ad set, and we're gonna name this top tier. So what I do for my method is I separate by markets and countries. So as you're gonna see here, I'm gonna put certain countries for the top tier, certain countries for the mid tier, and then certain countries for the low tier. But we're gonna set everything up at the top tier first. So right here, we'll put the name for top tier. We'll have them send it to a website. And this is where we place our pixel. I'm gonna explain how you set that up, but for right now, I'm just gonna click X. And as you can see here, it's basically asking me to choose an event. We want people to go to Spotify, so I have Spotify click here. We go over this part, we go over this part. If today's the 22nd, so I normally recommend if you have a song coming out on Friday, set your ads up at least Tuesday or Wednesday. So this way when you do submit them at 12 a.m. when your song comes out, your advertisement could come out. So it's already went through the review process and you can instantly start sending people to your song if they're interested. So we're gonna leave this as the 22nd, today is Friday. So once we scroll down, we'll see create new audience. From there, we're gonna enter the countries. Now remember, I said I like to have them separated by top tier, mid tier, and low tier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for you guys, but I want you to pause the video so you can get the information. As you can see here, this is the top tier. These are all the countries that I would target for top tier. These are all the countries that I would target for mid tier. And these are all the countries I would target for low tier. Once again, just pause the video so you can be able to grab this information, write it down somewhere so this way you can add it to your own ads. So for right now, I'm gonna leave it only as the United States. But trust me, you wanna put every single country. If you're in the United States, you don't wanna just grow in the United States. It's gonna cost you a lot of money to probably grow in the United States. You gotta get out of the mindset that you need to have people around you that's gonna listen to your music. There's a whole world out there of people that is waiting to listen. So for simplicity purposes, I'm gonna leave it as only United States. Now we're gonna put in an age. I would keep my ages at 18 to 35 because at this point I've run a few ads and I know my demographics, who's really gonna click onto my music. For you guys just starting out, definitely wanna leave it from 13 to 65 plus. I know it sounds crazy, but once again, the world is so big, you really do not know who's going to enjoy your music. So you don't wanna cut off a whole section of people just because you think, I'm probably somebody 50 not gonna listen to this. You just really never know because it always depends on what type of music you're making. As far as gender, we're gonna once again leave that open. We don't wanna exclude anybody based off of random reasons because at the end of the day, we need the fans. So in this section is why the Facebook ad manager is so beneficial and so powerful. Because we're trying to drive traffic to Spotify, right? So what do? We come over here and we type in Spotify. Boom. I also like to include Apple Music because I don't want to exclude anybody. And these, at this point, they're the two biggest music platforms that I think people are listening to. So you want to make sure you're paying careful attention as well, that you're clicking on interest and not employers or employees. So click on interest, right? So now automatically this Facebook ad knows we're trying to target people using Apple Music and Spotify. Now we can narrow it down even more. So In the Time is kind of an R&B song. So what I would do is I would put narrow audience and I would put in R&B. It pops up as rhythm and blues music. I will also consider it to be a contemporary R&B song. So then, I don't know if you've seen it before, it popped up. Boom, contemporary R&B. Right? So that's the genre I'm looking for because that's the specific song it goes for. If this was a rap song, I would put hip hop music, I would put rap music. Now, what we also could do is we could target specific artists. So, an artist that's kind of like contemporary R&B is Slack. I call them Slack, I hate when I do it. Black, I'm sorry. Right? From there, we can also put Chris Brown. Who else can do R&B? Drake. And the list can go on, but I don't like to have too many things targeted under there. What I basically like, oh, you see, I almost made the mistake. You see right here? This is what you guys gotta pay attention to. You see where it says, I put Drake and it says employers. So let me fix this actually. And then we go down and we find it, Drake rapper. So make sure you guys are paying attention to that because I could have easily made a mistake there while advertising to Drake. I don't know what that really was. It could have been Drake University. It could have been Drake from Drake and Josh. I have no clue. So make sure you're paying attention now that we know we have Drake rapper. And if you're having a hard time figuring out what artists you sound like, go to some of your inspirations, some of the people you listen to, some of the people that you want to emulate, or some of the people that you kind of mirror their styles. And then you can just see if their name is in the search tool. So we'll go past this. Reach people beyond your detailed targeting section when it's likely to improve performance. I normally click on this because, hey, just because I think it may be Drake, Chris Brown, and Black, it doesn't mean that there may be some other artists that may be out there that I'm not thinking about. So I always do click on this as well. And then we can go right here and we can click Save This Audience. Right? So when you click Save This Audience, it basically brings this up and you can save it as, you know, top tier. But I already have one that says top tier, so I'm going to press cancel and I'm going to show you guys how you can upload it after you've done it that first time. So we'll just come here and press browse and we'll put save locations, and as you see it says tier 1. We'll click on here, and now all those countries that I showed you guys before are now popped up here. As you can see, the demographics is going back to 365, which is perfectly fine. And once again, all this information is still inside there. All right. So now at this point, we're pretty much done with this portion. We set up the demographics for the ad and where the ad's gonna go. Now we're gonna go and actually start the video process. So we click on here and then we put ad one. What I like to do is have either 2 or 3 ads. One ad definitely the chorus, one ad definitely kind of that middle section where it's probably like in a good part of the song during the verses, and then another part of the chorus. Right? So from here you would click your Facebook page. You'd also add your Instagram account, because these Facebook ads also do go onto Instagram. And we would put create ad, single image or video. Now, for me personally, I would definitely say always try to get a face on your video. Do not go with just a screen with the song title, or just have the album artwork or the single artwork. Definitely want to put your face to it. All it's going to take you is 45 seconds. You have a camera on your phone that can be able to record something, and try to go outside or do something in your house and make it interesting so people are more inclined to click on the ad, right? So when we go down here, we can click add media. So I have some of these things already preloaded. So as you can see, these are a bunch of ads that I've used previously. So we're gonna go with In the Time. And this is something I did in my house within like 15 seconds. Like literally, I just sat on my windowsill, changed the color to blue, and just sung the portion of the chorus. And this is my ad. So I'm gonna play it for you guys real quick. Now mind you, once again, this was in my house, 15 seconds. I just took 2 scenes, split them up like 7 seconds in between them, and this is what I used to advertise. And I got some good results on this advertisement when I really ran the campaign. So from there, once you place the ad inside, it will basically set up every section that it's going to be added to throughout Facebook, Instagram. So as you can see here, this Instagram feed, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook video feeds, Instagram Explore, the stories. It's all the same ad, but it's just basically generating it to go on each of those platforms, right? So here's where you put primary text. And basically what I like to put on the primary text is End of Time, which is the name of the song, available. Ooh, now you guys know I don't know how to spell available. Let me just, boop. On all streaming platforms. Then we come here, and then I can also write another headline where I basically put the song is End of Time, so I put something cheesy like how long would you wait? You know, just to jazz it up. So this is where that DistroKid landing page is so important. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to DistroKid. We're gonna go over to my songs and I'm gonna find End of Time. So once I click End of Time here, I'm gonna scroll down to where I see it says hyper follow. So then I click visit. So as you can see, when I click visit, this is my hyper follow page. This is where when people see my ad and click onto it, this is where they're gonna come to. They're gonna see my name, they're gonna see End of Time, they're gonna see my socials. They're also going to see Spotify and Apple Music. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go back to Facebook Ad Manager and place the website URL inside. All right, so now we're getting in that process where the ad is kind of really setting itself up. We don't have to do this. What I like to do is I also like to always come here and put listen now, because we want people to listen to our music. So you don't want to put learn now or read more. You want to put listen now. So there it is. That's basically our ad and how it's set up. So if you see something like this here, this easily can be adjusted. It says story media aspect ratio has to be smaller than or equal to 9/16. You just go into here, you press edit, and you go into crop. And this is basically just making sure that it looks good on the platforms, and you just automatic. It processes it. You can press apply, and then save, and then as you can see, it disappears. So it's a quick edit. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate this twice. And once again, we're duplicating it twice because we wanna have 3 different sections of the song being advertised. So now we go to here, we'll change this to add to. And then what we wanna do is we wanna change the video. So I'm gonna look for my other 15-second clip of the same song, but it's a different portion of the video. Oops, wrong button. which I believe is this one. We click next. Let's just make sure. It's definitely different from the other video we used. Once again, this pops up. We go back and do the same thing. Edit, crop, automatic, apply, save. And then we do the same thing once again. Add 3. Change the media because this is a different part of the song. Click the wrong thing once again. Add media, click add video, and I believe it is this one. Let's just make sure. Yes, indeed it is. We go here, once again this clicks. What we're gonna do is just press edit, crop, automatic, apply, save. So boom, we have our main advertisement. But once again, this is just for the top tier. So to make it easier for myself, what I do is I set all this up initially. Now what we do is we'll just go to top tier and we'll duplicate this 2 times. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna change the name. This will be mid tier. This will be low tier. Right? So now only thing that we have to change in the mid tier is the countries. The targeting is gonna stay the same, everything else is gonna be the same. We just need to change the countries. So what I would go is I would go to use save audience, go to my second tier wave, duplicate audience, because once again I had this set up before. So now you don't see United States in here. Now it's a whole different set of countries, which is the mid tier. Right? So then we do the same thing for low tier. We'd come here. We'll go to our use save audiences, and once again, if this is your first time doing it, you have to manually enter it. We'll go to third tier wave, and as you can see, once again, all the countries have changed, and now we're basically advertising to all of these countries. So there it is. I just did a lot of copying and pasting, just switching a few things, and our ad is basically almost ready to go. Now, for R&B and hip hop music, I found for myself personally, I tend not to use the low tier. For some reason, the music that I make, it seems not to hit. But for the low tier, I normally turn off and I just focus on the top tier, mid tier. Once again, it always depends on the genre of music. So now from the events manager, we're gonna be able to apply our pixel to our landing page. So this way we know it's working properly. So what we do is, we'll go right here, we'll press copy. We'll go back to our landing page, we'll go to customize, edit this page. And as you can see right here, this is how you set up the landing page from behind the scenes. And right here, this little window where it says got an ad or analytics pixel. We'll click on this, and as you can see, my number is already in there. So I'm not gonna paste it back inside of it because I don't want it to mess up, but our number is already in there. So now all we gotta do is press save changes. And now the pixel is on our page. So this is where we see if our pixel is working properly or not. So from the test events, I just basically copy and pasted the landing page website. And then we click on open website, all right? And now we go back to Facebook Ad Manager and we see page view process. That means that our pixel is working. You always wanna go through this step before you publish your ads to make sure that the pixel is properly working on your landing page. And what's another cool thing it does. So let's go back to end of time. Let's say somebody clicks on Spotify. This is what happens when they click on Spotify. It opens up to my song. But if we go back to Facebook Ad Manager, we can see here, click Spotify, Spotify click, it clicked out, which means that is a conversion. It's the same thing. Let's go back. If somebody was to click on Apple Music, it pops up on my song. But we go back here, click out, click Apple Music, Apple click, custom conversion. If somebody was to go, let's go back to the page. If somebody was to click on my Instagram, it doesn't specifically say Instagram, but it lets me know. Custom event process, click social. So it lets me know that somebody went to the page, they also clicked my socials, they may have clicked Spotify or Apple Music, and at this point they may really be interested in what I have to offer or any new music I may have coming out. So that helps you track who is really in tune with your music. So now that we know this works, we just press clear activity. We can close this out, and we can close out our landing pages. And now we go back to our ads manager. And you can see right here, it says end of time. At this point, our ad is shipped, is ready to go. Once again, you want to do this 2 or 3 days before your release date of your song, and then you would just come up here, press review and publish, and it'll go through a whole process of being reviewed. As long as there's no cursing on it or no explicit content, usually your ad's going to get approved. And from there, you just let the advertisement do the work for you. Let the Facebook pixel do the work for you. At that point, you're just sitting back and just analyzing the data and seeing where most of your engagement, where your core friends coming from. So even though this was like a mock setup of End of Time, I actually did run this promotion. I wanted to show that to you guys as well. So as you can see here at the bottom, it says End of Time. I ran it for $10 a day for 10 days. As you can see here, it was $98. And I got 531 Spotify clicks. I was able to have that ad reach out to 67,000 people. And out of those 67,000 people, they seen it about probably like one time, 1.5 times. So 92,000 times my advertisement was shown to these 62,000 people. And each time somebody clicked on the conversion, it was 19 cents. So this is what we need to be really mindful of. The price it costs for each click. Now, if we scroll up here and you see right here where this was my song, Mr. Famous, and I tried to only promote to America. I spent $5, and each time somebody clicked on my song, it was $1. And I only got 5 clicks from it. I turned that off instantly. That's me basically throwing away money, trying to grow an audience in the United States only. When you have all these other countries that are willing to listen to your music, it brings the cost of your click down. When you guys first start, you may see anywhere between 50 cents per click or below. That's kind of the space you want to be in. I would personally say you don't want to be over 40 cents, but just starting out 50 cents and under, I guess, is fine. If you're doing 60, 70, $1, $2, turn that advertisement off, turn that specific ad off. Like, you know how I had it separated between 3 different advertisements that would be in display from different parts of the song? Sometimes you'll see the chorus may have 500 clicks and the verse may only have 3 clicks. Turn the advertisement for the song with the 3 clicks off and allow the Facebook ads to generate all their attention to the ad that got 500 clicks. You know, so we gotta also be mindful of that, because once again, this is all kind of trial and error, and you really don't know what to expect. You really don't know what the results are going to be unless you run these campaigns. And once again, you don't need a grand budget. I would say if you're first starting out, try $100 for $10 a day. If you're a little bit more experienced or you have money to throw, do $200, $300. It always depends on what you're comfortable with. So that's it. That's basically how I set up my ads using conversion campaigns. And this is how I've been getting such great results on my Spotify, just by utilizing this practice only. If you have any questions, concerns, or any comments, definitely leave them below. I'll answer as quickly as I can. If you get stuck on something, you need a little bit of help, maybe I can guide you through the process. So it may seem complicated, but hopefully I was able to break it down in a way where it's very easy to understand, and you were able to apply this information for yourself and start seeing some great results as well. So I'll catch you on the next video. Once again, thanks for taking the time to sit down with me.